Sacha Lakic is responsible of design of Venturi since the year 2000, so it's very good opportunity here in ECMA to speak with you about the history, if it's possible, from the beginning.
It's a long story because it's 20 years that I have to summarize in a few seconds, but the most important is to say that Venturi is kind of men's world, so it's a story of people who meet, that enjoy working together and that believe in the future of electric, And since Gildo take the brand Venturi, which has already a history in France of sports car, that was a very a long way of building very exciting concepts like fetish, like eclectic, like astrolab car, but also to reach some records and some competition performances. So all this is Venturi world now. It's very exciting.
We are speaking now in about the year 2000, not 2020 or 2019. For some designer, to speak about some electric cars in this time was not something normal. What was your first approach to design some electric car when you understand that Venturi is dedicated exclusively for electric cars?
Yeah, that was a very exciting moment because in 2000 there was almost no electric, and when Gildo bring me to Los Angeles and he said, Sacha, I will show you something. There is a prototype running in Los Angeles. We're going to try this and tell me what you think about this. And so I drove for the first time an electric sports car in 2000 here, and I was completely impressed by the feeling. For me, it was like a next generation of sports car feeling, It was something mixed between a real sports car and also kind of 3D game, because you had this feeling that you just concentrate on the road, on the way you take the corners, etc., and you don't concentrate anymore on the gear or even on the braking. You just have to go fast and control the corners. But and so for me it was incredible challenge because also in terms of packaging, it influenced a lot the design, the fact that it is electric car or electric motorcycle. It changed completely the philosophy of design approach.
In these almost 20 years of history, if you have to choose one car that you like more or for some special reason, which one?
It's if I ask you to choose from your daughter or your son, so it's very difficult to say, but I would choose probably the first one, the Venturi Fetish, because it was the first one. And I would maybe choose the eclectic or the astrolab concept, because that was also so much in advance, and we are still in advance compared to others, today.
And you design also some livrea from also from cars, no?
Yes, I'm working, of course, on everything that is about design and products for Venturi since 2000, and also now since many years also for Vauxhall. Yeah.
And if you have to say some difficult job, really difficult that you have to approach in this long history, which one?
The difficult job is more into motorcycle than the car, because the car is a little bit like a house. You have an external body and you have the internal elements, the structure, the wheels, the suspension elements. But on a motorcycle, it's very, very complicated, because the mind of people is used to have always in the middle of the motorcycle engine, a traditional engine that looks good, that gives some vibrations and things. So when you start to design electric motorcycle, this is a very, very complicated thing. And I had this problem in 2013 when I designed the very first Wattman concept. And the first question I asked to myself is, should I try to design an electric motorcycle that looks like a classical motorcycle, or should I do something completely different? And I choose to do something completely different, because I think people who want to ride a motorcycle, electric motorcycle, they want to show also somehow that it is an electrical motorcycle. But that said, you don't have to do something that is too crazy, neither. If you do, and this is some kind of concept that is also the same for everything, even a piece of furniture. If you do something that is too much futuristic, people are not ready to accept it. So you have to design something that is a little bit far ahead, but not too much. So that's why designing electric motorcycle today is a very, very tricky thing. You have to think a lot and to design something that makes people feel comfortable with the look, and that is completely coherent and homogeneous with the concept of the bike.
The soul of electric cars are the batteries. In the year 2000, there are not the same batteries than now. How changed the design since the old time until now, considering that batteries now are lighter, are smaller, and such things?
This is, of course, going in a good direction, because the main problem for car or motorcycle or whatever that is moving is the weight. So less you have weight to bring and to push, better the handling will be. So we of course, thanks God, everything goes to the lighter and faster charging, etc. So more we wait, and more the bike will be efficient, and the cars too.
You told me before that you work for Venturi, but you have your own design studio, and you work also in furniture, in other things.
Yes, and this is very funny, because I come here every year for the Salone di Milano di Mobile, no? And it's amazing to see the same space, but instead of furniture there is motorcycles. So this is. But I go anyway also for the ECMA almost every year. So for me it's this is always refreshing my brain to work on different things. I started as an automotive designer, but very soon after that, when I started to work with Peugeot, I really wanted to do other things, because my brain needs to touch on different things, to design watch, to design boat, to design furniture, to design shoes or whatever. This is what I like. But of course my passion comes always to motorcycle and cars, because this is kind of so much more exciting, because it's moving, it's going fast, it's dynamic, and there is a connection always with a motorcycle that you cannot have with a chair, for example.
Thank you very much, Sacha, and good luck, and I hope to see you next year. That is 20 years of Venturi and 20 years of electric motor news.
Grazie mille a tutti.
Ciao.
Ciao, grazie.